Godfrey Baguma and his wife's wedding photos attracted widespread attention online. While some focused on their physical differences, their story is actually about genuine love and commitment. Despite facing judgment and cruel comments from strangers, the couple has built a happy life together. Baguma, who has a rare genetic condition, is a successful comedian and musician in Uganda, known professionally as Sababi. Their marriage has stood the test of time, demonstrating that true connection goes far deeper than appearances. People adore babies because they're cute, lovable, and always bring joy. For Godfrey Baguma, it was no different. His mother cherished him, and everyone loved being around the sweet boy. But when Godfrey turned 10, an alarming change happened. A growth appeared on his face, starting on his cheeks. While everyone hoped the swelling would go away, it kept growing, eventually leaving him severely disfigured and nearly unrecognizable. During this difficult time, his mother's love was truly tested, and sadly she faltered. Unable to accept his appearance, she decided he belonged in the shadows and abandoned him, leaving him in the care of his grandmother. From that moment, life became a struggle for Godfrey. His condition meant he was often denied access to public places like playgrounds and stores, and other parents discouraged their children from playing with him. "I knew I was different because of how kids stared and laughed at me," Godfrey recalled. "As I grew, I checked the mirror more often, until I was too scared to look." Isolated, he spent most of his days hiding indoors, avoiding cruel words. "People would say I wasn't human, that I looked like a creature," he said. The hurtful words stung, especially as his only companion was his elderly grandmother, who couldn't fully defend him. However, by the age of 15, Godfrey found a passion that changed his life: shoemaking. "I realized I had to do something for myself. I didn't want my appearance to keep me from earning a living," he said. His skill grew quickly and he began making money from his craft. Soon he married his first wife, a relationship that initially brought him happiness, and even 2 children. Unfortunately, it ended when she became unfaithful. "I think she listened to people who said I was too ugly for her," he reflected. "When I found out, it broke my heart. Everyone deserves a faithful partner no matter how they look." Despite his hardships, Godfrey's determination and resilience paved the way for his inspiring journey forward. After Godfrey's first marriage ended, many thought he deserved it. Did he really think he'd get a happily ever after looking like that? They mocked. But soon something happened that made everyone eat their words. One day, 2 men came to Godfrey's shop with an unusual invitation. They wanted him as the chief guest at an event. Initially, Godfrey hesitated. He was still relatively unknown and feared that attending would make him a target for mockery if his photos went viral. The men eventually explained that they wanted him to compete in a contest for the world's ugliest man. After much consideration, Godfrey agreed, knowing it could be his chance to turn his misfortune into an opportunity. "I was prepared for whatever came with this, but I knew it was time to transform my shame into something empowering," he said. At the contest, the men took photos of Godfrey in various poses, and sure enough, he won, earning him the nickname Sababi, meaning the ugliest of all. News of his victory spread like wildfire, and suddenly everyone wanted to see him. Different companies and event organizers invited him to appearances, and Godfrey was handsomely rewarded each time. Those who had distanced themselves now regretted it, some even hoping for favors but hesitant to approach him after how they'd treated him. Godfrey's fame opened new doors. Seizing his moment, he launched a career in African pop music, releasing songs that quickly captivated fans. His music videos became hits on YouTube, with his 2014 release Abagala Sababi alone reaching over 13 million views. With his life transformed, new questions arose. Would Godfrey find love again after his heartbreak? What caused his unique appearance, and could it be inherited by his children? Stay tuned to uncover these answers and more. Godfrey decided to marry again, but friends, family, and even strangers were skeptical. Many scoffed, thinking, "Didn't he learn from his first marriage? She'll leave him. No woman could truly love him." Yet, soon enough, these same people would be proven wrong. In 2013, Godfrey married a beautiful woman named Kate Namanda. Their wedding was a joyful celebration with friends and family in attendance. Skeptics predicted their union wouldn't last 6 months, but years have passed, and Godfrey and Kate's bond remains strong. Godfrey deeply cherishes his wife, and Kate is devoted to making him happy. Their love has been blessed with 6 children. In an interview, Kate shared, "Godfrey may not be handsome on the outside, but he has a beautiful heart. I wish people could see him as I do." For years, Godfrey didn't understand why his appearance had changed. "Sometimes it feels like it happened overnight," he said. "For a long time I didn't know why, but now I like to think it's all part of God's plan." During this time of uncertainty, he was afraid his children might inherit his condition. When one of his daughters was born with some resemblance to him, he even wished she would stay small, dreading the possibility of any swelling or changes in her appearance. "When I look at her, it feels like seeing a version of myself," he shared. "I worry for my children because they're still so young. I wonder what would happen to them if I wasn't here to protect them." In 2016, Godfrey's health began to worsen, prompting Dr. Tony Wilson and Barra Hospital to finally carry out a full medical evaluation. 6 weeks after his MRI scan, Dr. Wilson diagnosed him with a rare condition called fibrodysplasia, which affects the growth and structure of cells and tissues. Fortunately, with proper treatment and medication, Godfrey's health could be managed, and, most importantly, his children wouldn't inherit the condition. "The day the doctor assured me that my children wouldn't face the same challenges was the happiest of my life. I felt truly free for the first time," Godfrey shared. Since then, Godfrey's life has transformed. No longer living hand to mouth, he now owns a beautiful home and earns a steady income through his music career. His story teaches us that no matter how you look or what obstacles you face, you can still pursue your dreams. So don't get discouraged by difficulties. Use them as a springboard to reshape your life. Remember, your challenges can be your greatest motivation to succeed.